Hey everyone, it is Shavana, your future physician that you will soon know around the world. So I wanted to get on today and talk about starting somewhere. I know it is November 1st. We are literally in the last 2 months of 2023, and some of us may be wondering, what can I do to actually go into 2024 dominating and starting off my year right, and what can I do with the last 2 months of this year so that I don't waste it. So today's message is called Start Somewhere. How can I live my best year ever? Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. The one thing, how can you live your best year ever? The key to that is doing exactly what God told you to do. The visions that He had, that He's shown you, the dreams that you have within your heart. That is how you live your best life ever as a believer. We are doing the thing that God told us to do. We are being obedient to what He already gave us a vision of. Like His word says, if I delight in Him, He will give me the desires of my heart. Some of that stuff that you're trying to do, you just need to sit down and figure out what it is that you need to be doing. I want to add that just because you're being obedient, that does not mean that it's going to be fun. My best year ever can still be my best year as being obedient, but that doesn't mean that happiness is always attached to it, or else there would be no need for discipline. Because I used to get that mixed up to where I think like, oh, my best year ever means I'm going to be happy all the time, and happiness does not necessarily mean that like that's it's attached to obedience. It's not. I'm being obedient because it's what God has called me to do, and this is the plans that He has given me to do. But it does not mean that I'm always going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Oh, I have to sacrifice. Oh, I have to be disciplined. For instance, for me being in school, okay, this is the best path for me, and this is what God has for me to do because it's a call in my life. But that does not mean that, oh, I just love studying all the time. Sometimes you get tired of that because honestly, what I'm doing is delayed gratification. And being a doctor, you get the reward after you get out of school. Once you get that degree, the reward is not being the student. You actually have to graduate to get the reward. That may help somebody, I don't know. But yeah, you actually have to do the work to get the reward. And sometimes obedience for us is when we actually have to be obedient. God tells us to do something. That is not fun. There's no fun attached to that. So I don't want us to get it mixed up with, okay, my best year means everything is going to be great. No, there's going to be some ups, some downs, and you have to get back on track at some point. Like, it's not always going to be fun. I don't want us to psych ourselves out. And this is why some of us can't get the things that God has for us. Because if it don't look a certain way, and if it's not fun, and if it requires discipline, we're not going to do it. Well, guess what? You ain't going to get it. That's just what it is. You're not going to get what you don't put in the work for. One more time, faith without works is dead. So I was watching all these videos, about how can I live my best year ever. But honestly, I wasn't watching them. The moment it started, I turned it off. And I'm like, you know what, let me ask the Lord. Because even though some of the videos I watched, I clicked them off. Because some people don't reflect the lifestyle that you are trying to live or the God that you serve. And you can be looking up all these videos on how to have your best year ever. It's like, okay, cut, stop listening to that. But not saying you can't get advice from people, because we get it twisted thinking that we can't listen to people that don't believe like we believe. And some of them can have an answer right in their mouth, and you like, this ain't from God. And God like, you praying for an answer, and I just sent the answer, and you tell an answer to go somewhere else. Everything is not going to look like how you want it to look. People, it's not going to come in the form that you want it to come in sometimes. And this is how we can miss God, because we looking for it a certain way. We looking for an answer a certain way. And God like, well, I sent the answer, and you said the Lord going to send it. And God like, I just sent what you just asked for. So, yeah. Just be mindful of that. You can watch whatever video you want to watch, but just be wise about what you listen to. We are looking for miraculous miracles and wonderful things to happen, but God is looking for you to get a minor plan together. The only thing God can do is give you one idea, one vision, one dream about something, and He's looking for you to put things in place to get it done. So how can you live your best year? You already know the answer. I need to do what God told me to do. And on top of that, I need to write the vision and make it plain. Writing the vision means what are my spiritual goals? Who do I want to be spiritually? Where do I want to be in God? My financial goals, my relationship goals, my what else? My educational goals. my mental goals, my health, all of that. Those are different things that you can be planning for and then go start working on it, but one by one. It doesn't have to be all together. You can work on one part, then go to the next part. But these are things that where you have to try to figure out. These are the things that are for you. What is it that you're planning for? What is it that I'm looking for? Well, what I plan, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for God to move in a way because I put myself in a position to get the stuff that I'm trying to get. We can't get the things that we want because we never put ourselves in a position to get it. Well, I want to be in good health. Well, you keep eating all the stuff that makes you have bad health. You keep doing all the stuff that's going to keep you from getting to the position that you keep trying to get to. Some of this stuff is like really just doing what comes with being what we see ourselves becoming. I have to do what gets me that result. It's not going to be, I prayed and it came. So you prayed it off, but you ain't did nothing to get it off. Like you prayed to, you want to lose weight, but I'm not doing nothing to lose weight. I'm going to pray that God removes the weight. No, no. And I noticed that for me, being a perfectionist, you like to have things in place. And some of us can watch 555,000 videos. We trying to look up the best gym plan. We trying to look up the best meal plan. We doing all of this stuff, which is causing us to procrastinate because being a perfectionist and trying to have everything together before you even get stuff done will cause you to procrastinate. And now you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing still because you're trying to prepare so much for something instead of just starting. In God's word it says, do not despise the day of small beginnings. Sometimes you just have to start because you don't know what you need to do. You don't know what you need to put in place if you don't start. You don't know what you may need to do at the gym. You may have an exercise plan and then it don't work for you because maybe the way, you don't stretch enough or you don't. How about you start on one thing first? Let me just go to the gym and get on this treadmill. Let me be consistent in something first before I decide to put a whole 20-year plan together. Let me just go walk in the gym. Then I can get motivated. The motivation sometimes don't come when you at home. It comes when you actually start doing what you're supposed to be doing. There may be a YouTube channel you want to start. There may be, you want to have the best summer body. You want to have a business or something like that. But now with a business, that's something different because you really do need people around you that can help you and assist with certain things. You just don't want to be out here investing in something and you have no knowledge of what you're doing because that will lead you to mistakes. So I just wanted to talk about how all you need to do is start somewhere. God wants you to start and we can get caught up in the details of it. And even then, God was teaching me, because I want to do a whole bunch of stuff. So you'll be sitting there doing 100 things or wanting to do 100 things and still do nothing. So it could be being a perfectionist and then wanting to do 100 things and then you do nothing at the same time. So both of them lead to you doing nothing because either you want to be perfect or you want to do so much that you get overwhelmed and then you end up doing nothing. So the best thing to do is one thing at a time. Let me add something into my schedule that allows me to at least start on this journey. Okay, I want to go to the gym. Let me just, I want to have a good, I want to be healthy. Okay, let me implement one healthy meal every day. Let me implement in drinking more water every day. Do something simple first, then you can find something that is more advanced later. Just add one thing in. Okay, I want to have a business. Well, let me brainstorm some ideas and not just hop out here and do something. Let me brainstorm some ideas. Let me watch some videos on business. Let me, whatever it is that you're trying to do one thing with that first. You don't have to do everything all at once. Just do one thing. All right, so how I mentioned about how we're looking for miraculous signs and wonders and all that good stuff to happen. Well, God's word says he can do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think according to the power that works in us. Everything we need is on the inside of us. So you know how you may be thinking like, oh, I want to, whatever it is, business plan, gym, travel the world, blah blah blah. Whatever your it is, God may is impressing it upon you at this time for a reason, because it's needed at this time. If you know what I mean. Like, you're not just having these thoughts about, I want to do this because it's needed. He's telling you that for a reason, because it's needed at this time, not later. And the problem with us is we think we have so much time. His word says, teach us to number our days aright, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. You thinking you have all this time in the world. Yes, he can redeem the time, but he's not giving you extra time on the time that you have right now, the time that you're not using. He can redeem the time with the time that you have. But let's get to work and be wise about our time right now, because we're wasting time not doing the things that we want to do. And we should just be getting it together. Like, stuff is not just going to happen miraculously. It happens with you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, I want to be wealthy. Well, are you working on stuff to be wealthy? Like, are you, how are you going to be wealthy and you don't invest? Or how are you going to be wealthy and you don't have good money habits? Like, it's a lot of stuff that we're wanting to do, but we don't. Some stuff you do need to research. I'm not going to say that, you actually have to figure out how to be this person that you want to be. So when what I mentioned earlier was that, because God gave me some notes too, so I'm trying to refer to my notes and make sure I get everything in there. But the idea should produce something in you, some motivation, some inspiration. That's the seed. So the fruit can't come until you do your part. So when I say we are expecting a major blessing, all this, well, God is just waiting on you. He waiting on you. And we go from glory to glory, faith to faith, glory to glory. So you're saying like, oh, I want, like, we hear this a lot though about dating. Like, you want to be married. Okay, well, when you gonna go on a date? What? I want to be married. They're gonna, and it's the truth. Like, they're not gonna show up at your door. You actually have to be out doing something to meet new people, to network. Some stuff really could be practical, and we are like over spiritualizing a lot of stuff. Nah, really, you just need to go get help with certain stuff. You know how we like, I'm gonna pray about it. You didn't pray about it 100 times, but no action. Faith without works is dead. Okay, I prayed. Sometimes prayer can only give you direction. I remember just like being in school when last year when it started, and you can be praying about mental health, and God like, how about you go get a therapist? Like, you are praying about something that really, okay, now prayer was the first aspect of it. The first part of it. The second part is, let me go find, because there's resources out there that you're not using. You keep thinking prayer is the only resource, and God like, no, I have other resources in the world for a reason. Prayer is one part of it, can give you direction, but it ain't going to do the work for you. That's what it's not going to do. Prayer not going to do the work. I have to go find other people or other things to get the answers that I need, because I don't know everything I need to know. Why you think we got doctors? Why you think we got lawyers? Not saying that they can override some of the, because God can do supernatural things. But what He not going to do is when you got information that is in the world and you not going to get help from the information and the professions that God has around. We be like over spiritualizing a lot of stuff and praying about a lot of stuff, and God like, you the one holding up your answer. I have people in the world for a reason that have these professions. It's you holding up your answer because you won't get the help that you need, and you keep calling on God, and God like, well, I'm telling you, it's other people that can help you. God like, why you not using them? So we can over spiritualize a lot of stuff that can really be a practical thing and wonder why we not getting anywhere fast, because God's like, the answer is out there. You prayed, I sent somebody, or you pray, but you're not in the right arena or around people that are doing what you need. Like, okay, if, for example, business or whatever the case is, you have to put yourself in certain places to get these answers. You like, I'm praying, and God like, well, why you not with business owners? What? Some stuff is really practical. You can be looking for answers, and it's because you don't have the environment around you to get what you need. You around church people all the time. Half of these people don't even know what you need. You not putting yourself in a place to get the answer that you need because you're not around the right people. The answer is there. You not where the answer is, probably. That could be it. And you like, well, I didn't pray. They gonna show up at your door? They're not. They gonna show up where they at. Where are the people at that you are looking to be around, or that you may need an answer with something that you got going on? What sector is that in? Oh, I need help in education. What school are you at? Well, you need help with something that's educational, but you not around that. You need help with something that is financial, but you're not with the financial people. I'm at church. All right. Okay. Keep doing that. They ain't got your answers either, cause they need answers. I'm just saying some stuff is really practical. God can't give you a new idea if you don't start the first one. But he can be giving you multiple ideas and you can just choose which one you want to do. Start with one. But if you don't do your part, you can't get your part. There is money for you. There is a partner for you. There is a group just for you. But God can't give you any extra or reveal anything until you do what he already told you to do. So there is so much more for you. But you can't get the rest until you first start where you are. Period. Don't despise the day of small beginnings because there's so much that God has for you. So what I want to leave you with is write the vision, make it plain. If God is telling you to do something right now, he's telling you to do something right now in this season for a reason, because it's needed right now. It's not needed 10 years from now. It's needed right now. Get started on it right now. Okay, because it's times and it's seasons for everything. There's a time and a season for everything. If you read Ecclesiastes, it tell you a time to live, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to harvest. It's in Ecclesiastes. It tells us right there. Everything we be looking for sometimes really be in the word. Like, how can I be successful? Oh, the word says, commit my plans to the Lord and everything I do will succeed. Commit your plans to the Lord. Like, how do I be successful? If I give, it will be given to me, pressed down, shaken together, running over. He gives seed to the sword. Like, some of the stuff is in the word that we're looking for. So the next thing is, I said, write the vision, make it plain. The next thing, you don't have to be perfect. Just start. You don't have to be perfect. Be consistent. Do one thing at a time. Add something into your plan that's simple. The next thing is, know that you don't have all the time, but you got time, but you don't have all the time. Teach us to number our days right there. We make it in a heart of wisdom. And delight in him, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So sometimes you just need to meditate, figure out what it is that you need to be doing. And lastly, be fruitful and multiply. Go be great. Start somewhere.